Yo, there's no way.
39 blue. Quick, the other one's one shot.
He's still on your side? Nice.
Check up that.
Controllers, 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 whatever shall we do? It's a bit of a never-ending battle with these things that Fortnite seems to be engaging with to attempt to balance them in a way that makes them feel balanced. But it's like they don't realize what they're doing or how to fix the problem in the first place. They know that controller can't build or edit as well as keyboard and mouse, so they think we can't do anything, but really they could. So instead of trying to fix that, they just buff the aim to be insane. Just aim assist is just strong. What they should do is, instead of focusing purely on aim assist, they need to focus on the binds. Aim assist is a little bit strong. You've got linear, you've got exponential, and then you have legacy. Legacy, just that shouldn't be in the game anymore. There's no need for it to be in the game anymore. You spent all this money, time, and effort developing an entirely new system to use for aim assist. Why keep the old one when all you have to do is hit L2 and it does the aiming for you? That's not okay. You shouldn't remove the skill from the aiming in the game. That should be removed. Not to mention the exploitability of it, where you can use your L2 to reduce or remove the factor of bloom in the game to get insane triple head dinks and triple shots, which we all know happen in the game with the controllers. Legacy should be removed. Exponential, that's actually pretty fair. That's pretty even, pretty nice. Linear, that's pretty solid too. The only thing that's kind of broken about the two is the point blank SMG tracking when aimed down sight. That needs to be reduced a bit, because that's just, people can jump up and around and over and do circles around you, and your tracking will just keep it going. Even if the person wasn't there and you hit straight to the left with ADS, you couldn't do a circle that quick. Whereas when they are in your sight, it'll track for you, and your ADS sense doesn't matter, it'll do it for you. The point blank ADS tracking needs to be nerfed a bit. Should be doable with hipfire, but not ADS tracking. That's just ridiculous. It's just instant headshot, 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 headshot. Out of those 10 bullets you shoot, 9 of them are headshots. That's just insane. They either need a bit more recoil to make that feel a bit harder, or just pull down that ADS tracking a little bit, because it's just a little bit powerful to the fact that you couldn't physically do it without it. Like, even if you did it perfectly, you couldn't physically move it that fast. That needs to be addressed a bit. Otherwise, aim assist isn't even that bad, assuming you're removing legacy. But if you're removing legacy, you need to at least bring across the edit mode aim assist. That needs to come across to the current game, because that is just a great feature that I wish I could use on linear or exponential on the new aim assist, but I can't because it's not there. That needs to come across, because that is a great feature of the game. That really makes me sad that it's not part of it, because it's such a good feature in the game. But what you need to then do once you've addressed your aiming situation to actually fix controller is treat it more like a keyboard. Don't give us all these fancy things for your binds and all these options and like neat tables and layouts. Just give us a big ugly table that we can use, just like keyboard and mouse has, where it has all the separate actions listed. We can click on the action and then it asks us to press a button, and we can either press the button, say I was doing the X button. You could press X, you could double tap X, or you could hold X, and it will give you 3 options for the one action you're trying to bind, to say jump. So then I could either hold X to jump, double tap X to jump, or single tap X to jump. Anything along those kind of lines, just give us all the actions you guys can, even the same as keyboard and mouse if you really want to. Like, that would just be ideal. Let us do that and go from there, and it would be incredible. That is all we would need, and that would be more than enough to level the playing field, because when you do that, you could give us a build mode only instead of a switch mode. So a button that would take us straight to builds, a button that would take us straight to weapons at minimum, so that you don't have the cluster screw up that is the pickaxe button that screws up your flow and your fluidity of your controller logic. We need to have a separate bind for the pickaxe that doesn't interfere with our build and weapon mode. So 3 separate binds ideally, or just a double tap on one of those 2 buttons would get you to the pickaxe, so that you don't accidentally get stuck in it. When I want to go to a build, I go to a build. When I want to go to a weapon, I go to a weapon. I'm not cycling back between the 2. Also, a 1 button reset would be ideal for keyboard and mouse and controller. That's just a must. at minimum. An option that is instant reset is set to yes, and then when you press the reset button on controller, it resets straight away. You don't have to confirm it. That at minimum should be a thing. I think it's kind of silly that it's not already. That would bring it up to so much closer to the same playing ground. But if you address the aim assist and you address the instant reset, give us a build mode and a weapon mode. Little bit of tweak with the ADSing on the new aim assist. Either give them some recoil and make it a bit harder to just do, because it shouldn't be as easy as it is to track like that, and you are good to go. If there's different bloom or if there's different recoil, those things need to be somewhat addressed, because if you do the exact same thing to someone standing still on controller, you can destroy them in 5 bullets, whereas someone on keyboard and mouse just doesn't. It's just not a thing. That needs to be somewhat addressed. Either kind of bring them a bit closer together or just give us the same recoil and give us the same bloom. That would help tremendously in making it not feel like controller is an actual laser beam, which it certainly does. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever the hell you want to do. Be sure to come check out the next one. Watch my other video. I talked about how to balance shields previously, or watch my next video. That'll be in the series. That'll be linked right here. Thank you for coming out, hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.